to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. Little gets the blood boiling. Quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. It's the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
Nebraska is looking for that season to get over the hump. Matt Rule has done a good job there in Nebraska, but at 7-6 last year, a disappointing end to the season. Not only that, they lost their quarterback in the transfer portal. We'll see if the Cornhuskers can get back to national relevance with a stronger finish to the season this year. Reese?
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. The Cornhuskers headed toward the ball, and we are ready for action. Bringing it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Minnesota Golden Gophers offense will go on the attack first. The last time these two rivals got together, guys, there were hurt feelings and some dead fish handshakes in the aftermath, and this might be just the recipe to cook up some revenge, Jesse.
Well, they're going to be motivated, that's for sure. The losing team, they have been hearing about that blowout loss now for a very long time. They had this game circled, David, all offseason, hoping to get that payback.
Going for a big play right off the bat. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to. And instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball, man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Now it looks as if we have an injured Golden Gopher on the play. That is their freshman offensive lineman, and boy, they hope this isn't too serious. Holly Rowe will keep an eye on that. The black shirts looking to this crowd, and they are delivering energy on this big third down. Under fire. Quickly to the tight end. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
And that's a frustrating drive. Not the drive they were trying to put together. 3 plays, couldn't find a way to break somebody loose. Catching the football, getting tackled. Offense still trying to get in a rhythm, trying to make something happen on their side of the field.
He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. So the Nebraska Cornhuskers offense, who will go to work for the first time in this one. Ja'Cory Barney Jr. He's a good route runner, good solid hands, and a big part of this passing attack.
And there was times during the week when we were texting. We have a group text for these games every single week, and we talk about different guys. And this receiver, we were like, is the tape in fast motion? Like, this dude is flying out wide. Like, this is a guy that legit has that take the top off the defense speed, elite speed. Palmer, this is a guy that defenses, and talking to the coaches, they are extremely worried about.
Yeah, the D coordinator in this game told us he just hasn't slept much this week, knowing how fast this guy is and just how he can score any given play. And they've got to do a really good job in this one communicating, understanding where he is, but making sure there is at least one safety playing deep, because you know this guy is going to get his opportunities deep down the field.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. And the defense snows him under after a very short game. Now, I know you two never faced off against each other in an actual rivalry game other than the Thanksgiving morning turkey bowl. But knowing you two the way I do and the way you know each other, Jesse, what would you have done to try to throw Pollock off a little bit on a stage like this?
In our opening 10-play script, I would have had David Pollock cut blocked, maybe even double-team high load, chop blocked on every single play early.
Which is illegal, you bum. That's fine. But that's fine. You know what? I guess in retaliation to that, we would have just roughed the passer over and over, taking the 15-yard penalty. That's what's fun about this, Reese. It's petty. It's sometimes it crosses the line of dirty, but that's why rivalries are so fun.
They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. Minnesota's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. To the air. It's Lindsey. Open on the right side. That's Smith. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and this offense needed a play like that.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2. This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. You look at the schedule for these teams, it's brutal. Each and every week, you are going to get tested. So it's important they get off to a really fast start. They've got to come out, pick everything they did on the practice field this offseason, and let these guys go play.
Yeah, and you got to let it rip, man, because that's always your first goal, right? We talk about conference championships, winning your conference, and then it gets you to where you need to go. So looking forward to getting conference play kicked off in the Big Ten.
And the Golden Gophers with the 1st and 10. Wants to go right back downfield. Snagged in the middle. It's Helms. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
When I'm a quarterback and I see zone and I see my guy curl up real quick, I got to hum it. And he threw that thing with some revolutions, with some velocity right to his receiver so he can make the catch.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw, it's Lindsey. Grabbed behind the line, it's Taylor. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Pulls and fired complete. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the 1st down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the 1st down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision.
And here they come going for the 1st down on 4th and 2. Trying to keep the drive alive. Might have a chance. He's got enough for the 1st down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
I like the adjustments from this offense from 1st possession to 2nd. Like, 1st possession, you tell, maybe a little bit nervous. Maybe just not starting the way they wanted to. Didn't script the plays, but now putting a good drive together. A good response from punting last drive.
Turning it on. Defense comes up with a stop, but not before he moves the chains and takes it inside the 10 to the 8.
Well, this offense didn't get off to the start they wanted, going 3 and out of the gate. But on the 2nd drive, they're doing much better. They're finding a rhythm, and I think a big part of that is establishing the running game. And really nice job on that last one, picking up the 1st down.
The Golden Gophers will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Makes the grab. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
We've reached the break. It's Nebraska holding the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. Starting off this quarter, close enough to smell the goal line. Sends it back in motion. Scanning the field, it's Lindsey. Takes the easy throw in the flat. Touchdown, Minnesota! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. That was an absolute sledgehammer of a drive, just taking the air out of the ball.
And it's hard when you run that many plays not to make a mistake and throw an interception or get penalties and put you in a bad spot. But the offense just strung play after play after play together and got in the end zone.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point makes it 7-3. An 84-yard drive there. And they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Cornhusker offense is out and ready to go on the attack. They'll start this drive with a chance to regain the lead, down 7-3. Now on the counter. Makes him talk to the hand. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Drop play, quarterback keeps it. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
The defense really gets it. They understand what's going on. The quarterback is a threat to run the football. I have to understand that. It changes the way I play defense. Am I going to have more speed on the field? Whatever I do, I got to make sure I do what they did right there. Focus on the QB, lock in, and make sure he doesn't beat me.
That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
The Huskers come to the line with a new set of downs. On the ground with the counter. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And when you run the counter play, you're really hoping to bust that thing inside. You want to fake one direction, pull a guy, kick him out. But you could tell, great job by the defense making that thing bow. Go a little bit outside. Now, guess what? All the cavalry's coming. Everybody can run to the football. Everybody gets into play. Nice job by the defense.
Wow, you saw the speed of the defense there. They're trying to spit this football out to the running back on the perimeter. And how about the defense able to get to him quickly to bring him down for no gain?
They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Complete. He cannot get there. It'll be 4th down. And the Huskers line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Now on the return. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. The Golden Gophers will start this drive. The offense looks ready to roll. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Back to throw, it's Lindsey. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Taylor. No, sirree. Not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
To the air on second down. Throws to the wideout. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
And when you're a quarterback, man, I know wide receivers are great athletes and they're supposed to catch everything that gets near them, but when you don't put it right on the center, when they're running a lot of times, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think he did that a little bit too much for his wide receiver right there.
Third down and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make movement change impossible. Unloads to the wideout. Zips it out to his man. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
Hey, man, that's a frustrating hit.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. The offense changing the play. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early enough. And there are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
To throw, it's Lindsey. Unloads it left. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into fourth down. And the Golden Gophers will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. The Golden Gophers will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He will not make a fair... Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Swings it out to his running back. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for second down.
One of the things you love about this running...
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Didn't get a chance to show off those running skills, but he gives them the ball at the 29-yard line.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel on the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They'll get this drive started from the 29. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
So now it's 2nd and long. To the air, it's Lindsey. Taken in by Smith on the right side. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. Wants to throw it again. Caught behind the line. It's Tracy. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Caught by Smith. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Get it out on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short game there, and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. It's complete on the right side. Knocked down at the 22, that's a 1st down, and they can still stop the clock. The Gophers will take their 1st time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And the Golden Gophers go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Gophers!
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. And David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the 1st half.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-3. They took it 71 yards down the field. And the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. He'll start the return inside his 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot...
What a job to lay out and make the catch. Timeout called by the Cornhuskers. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half.
Man, I love the...
Now, we'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. Looking to throw, it's Calandria. Rushes on him. And down he goes. Running out of time here in the 1st half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Defense playing a bail technique. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellows, we welcome you into our palatial Orlando studios for the Week 3 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin with a look at Wisconsin taking on the number 7 team, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And it's the Badgers, able to pull off the upset in this one, but by the narrowest of margins. And that makes it 2 victories on the season. They're nowhere near their preseason goal, of course, so how they handle things from here will define this program. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now. Now back to your game in Lincoln. This wideout is enjoying a stellar day. 2 of those catches in the first half were 2 of the better grabs I've seen all season. And, of course, his overall stat line is helping the only stat that really matters, the scoreboard. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Golden Gophers will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He's tackled right there, but a good job to pick his way and find some room on that return. We check in with Holly Rowe.
Guys, I caught up with the Cornhuskers head coach at the half. They are really thrilled with how their defense is playing so far. They knew coming in that they had a really tough opponent in the wide receiver on the other team, somebody who could change a game with one route. But their defense has been stout and solid. We'll see if they can continue to do that here as that wide receiver gets the ball here to start the second half. Back to you.
All right, Holly.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
They get him on the ground. The defense knew exactly where they had to stop him, and it's 4th down. The Cornhuskers will punt it away on 4th down. That last howitzer was nice. How about another one just like it? And he can't quite get it down or out of bounds. It's into the end zone for a touchback. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. The give is to Taylor. Thrust that arm out.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
And they'll line up from the 31 on 1st down. To the ground. He's got it again. Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking downfield, it's Lindsey. Makes the grab, it's Tracy. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Shirts looking to this crowd, and they are delivering energy on this big 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. A strike downfield. He's down right there, but he has plenty to pick up the 1st down.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead. They know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Throws to the wideout. Complete in the middle. They get him on the ground at the 37, but give him 15 yards on that chunk play, and they'll move the chains. And the Golden Gophers have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw again. Got it behind the line. It's Taylor. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Taylor has it. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
3rd and 6 yards to go. Dropping back, it's Lindsey. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
If I'm a play caller right here, I'm a little bit frustrated. And I say that because I can't take a sack here. A sack might take 3 off the board for me. I got to understand the situation. I got to get the ball out, try to make a play, but most importantly, don't make a negative play.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The offense goes back to work, and the defense is keeping them in it right now. They just really haven't gotten much done when they've had the football. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
They're setting up the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
Now, on offense, you're trying to get your running back involved here in the passing game, and obviously no success on that play. Defense seemed like they were aware of it, and all of a sudden you've set yourself up in a tough position here on 3rd.
He is denied. Cannot get to the first down marker, and it's 4th down coming. The Huskers decide to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Just needs a crack to get a return. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. They'll get this drive started from their own 45-yard line. Looking downfield on 1st down. Flips it out to the back. Showing off the arms. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the 1st down and sets them up beautifully here.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
Really nice job by this defense. 1st down was not successful. They get the 2nd and short, and those are the downs where they can be really aggressive on offense and take advantage. So you kind of don't know how to play it, but they did a good job playing the run, protecting themselves against the pass, and now forcing a 3rd down.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. There's a crease. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. The Golden Gophers, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. On the delay, it's Taylor. They'll give him 4 on the pickup at 2nd and 6.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Trying play action. Oh, they're after him. Soft spot in the middle. Makes the catch with defenders everywhere, and now the defense backed up with a 1st and goal from the 5.
Such a tough spot to be in on defense because you're trailing. You're expecting the offense to run the football. They just did it on the last play, and then on a critical 3rd down, they go play action, and they throw.
Tight end trying to get in. Touchdown, Minnesota! And they take it in for 6 more points. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really, really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the 4th quarter.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And now with the extra point, they're up by 18 here in the 4th. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. On the run from inside his own 5. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. So the Nebraska offense heads out to start this drive. They went 3 and out the last time they had it, and trailing late, they've got to get to work here. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Finds a man on the right. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the 4th quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
Got it in the middle, it's Barney. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the 4th quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Ball is loose. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. Snags it, and he's open. You've heard of scoop and score. He wasn't able to do that, but he did scoop and flip the field with that big return.
There are 2 types of fumbles in the world, Reese. There are city fumbles and country fumbles. City fumbles have a lot of bodies around them, so you just want to dive on that fumble. Country fumbles, there's a lot of open grass. That defender saw the green, he picked up the ball, had the convoy, and off he went.
Minnesota's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. To the air, it's Lindsey. Flips it out in the flat. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. On the delay, it's Taylor. He's finally brought down, but he takes it all the way to the 6.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the 4th quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try and ice this game, and he's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! And the beatdown has ensued. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
And the extra point gives them a 28-3 lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Cornhusker offense is out and ready to go on the attack. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
Tripped up for the tackle.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
And the Huskers will call on their punt team. Let's see what he can do with it. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. The Golden Gophers will start this drive. The offense looks ready to roll. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Now a timeout was called. Play clock was all the way down to 2. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Bunch formation for these receivers. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Finding some room. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. They'll snap it from the 47 on first down. Might as well give it to him again.
And I go back to him again, too, man. I mean, just the big play, the play before, and they say, why not? Try it again. Get it to their running back. Try to create some space. Better job by the defense being gap sound, coming downhill, not letting him break tackles and make a big play.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Taylor. Knocked off his feet.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones. D linemen staying in their gaps. Linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
And the Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. And the ball comes to rest right there.
And that is a huge play in terms of field position. Nice job by the punter. And how about the gunners getting downfield to down that ball?
The offense basically has the whole field in front of them, backed up close to their own end zone. Under fire. Got his man. They stop him right there. A pickup of 10, enough for the 1st down. And we've also taken it to the 2-minute timeout. New set of downs after the completion. Back to pass. It's Calandria. Fires to the middle. Pulls it in. It's Nelson. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those 1st downs, get those big chunks.
through his hands and incomplete. He normally makes that catch every time. It's second down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Finds his target down the middle. He stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, running back on the move. Pickup of 8, it's now 2nd and 2.
Well, I understand they're trying to catch the defense off guard by running the football, expecting them to be in some kind of zone coverage, but you're trailing late in the game. You're going to have to throw to win it, and that's what I'd expect them to do on this next play.
Off play action. Finds his big tight end.
Well, that was pretty easy for the quarterback, right? You just need a few yards to pick up that first, so you find the tight end, put it on his body, let him go do the work, and you keep the drive alive.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw on first down. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
And it's all about coachable moments, and obviously they have not had a ton of success throwing the ball in this game, but as a coach, I think you're just looking for positives, like that play right there, even late in the game, taking your steps, making the right read, an accurate throw, positive plays that you can build upon offensively for the next game.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. 2nd and goal coming up. Looking for a man. It's Calandria. Looking for the goal. Moving toward the end zone, and the ball is free. He picks up the fumble, but they'll blow it dead right there. And remember, at this stage of the game, the only person who can advance a fumble for the offense is the fumbler. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. This defense has been lights out, stubborn on the doorstep. Can the offense finally find the end zone? Touchdown, Nebraska! He got it, beat down in bounds.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point cuts the lead to 28-10. Coming out with it, it's Hayes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They have dropped a hush on this entire stadium, David, by controlling this game.
And there's nothing like shutting up the home crowd. You love it. Nothing like having a big lead in the fourth quarter, Palmer, and not having to stress or worry.
Yeah, really impressive just seeing how they were able to take everything from the practice field this week and apply it to game day. They've been locked in all week with the game plan, running and throwing the football, man. This has been impressive.
Keep it on the ground. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. After this, it'll be a wrap. To the air, it's Lindsey. Gets it to him on the screen. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here.
You know what's great about rivalry games? Each side hates every wretched breath the other one sucks into their greedy lungs. Figuratively speaking, of course, and when you, is that sweet?
It's glorious to be able to brag, to be able to text message your buddies, to be able to post stuff on social media. It's a lot of fun. I think fans like it more than anybody, but it's something that every year you have a couple games starred. This was one of them, Jesse. They took care of business, and now you move on to the next.
They really did, and we saw some great individual efforts in this game by the winning team, too. So cool to see some of these players that have had terrific collegiate careers make some of the biggest plays of their lives in this game, in a rivalry game that just means so much. This was a fun one to call.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis, saying goodbye, everybody.